Have you ever tried doing something important while leaving part of your energy tied up elsewhere? Like trying to juggle while standing on one foot. That's what it can feel like when you're leading while you're masking your true self. And as one neurodivergent researcher pointed out recently, when someone is working with one hand on their mask, they can't work with both hands on their task. Now that image stopped me because when you're wearing a mask, especially as a leader, you're not operating at full capacity. Hi, I'm Summer, a keynote speaker and leadership trainer committed to helping people lead with heart, courage, and clarity. I've worked for the Walt Disney Company, HEB, and even a dude ranch. Now I speak across the country, helping organizations shift from burnout to bold leadership and shape environments where everyone can bring their full selves. So let's define this. Masking, or social camouflage, is the strategy that many neurodivergent people often use. It's conscious or unconscious. Now, the purpose of this is to adapt their behaviors to appear neurotypical in social or professional contexts. It might look something like forcing eye contact or scripting conversations, suppressing stims, or mirroring mannerisms. These adaptations help people belong, but they come at a really high cost. Masking demands huge cognitive, emotional, and physical effort. And this brings us back to the metaphor. If one hand is holding the mask, your capacity to lead, to think, create, respond, it's hampered. The reason why masking matters in leadership is number one, it's an energy drain. Constant self-monitoring and suppression are exhausting. It decreases focus and performance over time. And number two, it's a mental health risk. Masking is strongly linked to burnout, anxiety, depression, and a fractured sense of identity. And then you have missed connection. Masking can create a barrier between you and your team. Authentic leadership thrives on trust, and trust is harder to build when you're hiding. And then finally, hidden needs. When masking hides how you actually experience the world, it can prevent you from getting the accommodations or the understanding that you deserve. Now, at the conference that I was going to, the Academy of Management conference in Denmark, I watched one of the neurodivergent researchers speak with brilliance. And at the beginning, because the room wasn't ideal for delivering a presentation, it was open air and it was a 10,000 person conference, so there was a lot of noise, a lot of stimulation happening. She said up front, I'm overstimulated. So you may see me fumbling on my words. She was able to set those expectations and remove the mask so that she could show up fully as to how she is. Imagine if we did that in the workplace. If we allowed people to remove that mask and say, I'm overstimulated, or this is what's going on, and then still move forward with their work, not as an excuse, but as an explanation. Because masking keeps our brain partially occupied. It splits our attention and it dims our leadership light. When we give people permission to take the mask off, we give them permission to be themselves. So here are 3 steps that you can take towards unmasking leadership. First, and this one can be hard if you've been wearing a mask for a long time, is recognize when you're wearing the mask. Observe what behaviors you're using to adapt and notice how they affect your energy. Awareness is the very first step. When I first got my autism diagnosis, a lot of energy went into figuring out when was I masking. And it was like peeling apart who I had become because society was expecting it of me and who I actually was. Now I can tell I'm not angry, I'm overstimulated. Or yes, my jeans fit too tight and they're bothering me, so let me put on something more comfortable. But the first step really is that recognizing when you're masking. Now, the second step is practice selective unmasking in safe spaces. Let your authentic self show up. Sometimes, before diving into vulnerability in broader settings, practice selective unmasking in safe spaces. Let your authentic self show up when it makes sense before diving into vulnerability. Small steps. Small steps will build strength and let you understand when is it okay to take off the mask and when maybe is it not safe to do so. And then third is normalize the difference in your leadership culture. When leaders unmask, we give others permission to do the same. And this is the foundation of belonging. Now, if you're neurodivergent or simply neurocurious and want to explore more, I've created free ADHD and autism assessments. The links are going to be included in the comments below, and they're a great starting point for a better understanding for yourself or supporting others. And if this message lit a spark, stick around. Every week I share insights from the stage, lessons in leadership, humanity, and change that actually sticks. Whether you're leading a team or leading yourself, I promise to keep it real, relevant, and just a touch rebellious. And until next time, don't forget, leadership starts with you, and you have got this. I'll see you next week.